بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم تقبل ربنا صيامنا وقيامنا ودعاءنا واجعلنا من عتقائك من النيران في هذا الشهر الكريم. O Allah, accept our worship, our fasting, our standing in the night praying. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the sincerity and the devotion in our prayer to Allah and to instill humility in our heart and make us from those who are close to Him, inshallah, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grace, guidance and guidance subhanahu wa ta'ala. Amma ba'd, alhamdulillah, in nights like this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inshallah put more blessing, because the more you put a hardship, despite the difficulties surrounding you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you more blessing. So imagine in the nights of Ramadan how much multiplication of the blessing you will be receiving. Alhamdulillah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gathered us in His home, in this blessed home of His subhanahu wa ta'ala, to shower us with His mercy and for us to learn how to be guided and to learn more humility and more insha'Allah ta'ala way of submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the most important things we have been talking about, and especially maybe part of the khutbah today, is that a person, one of their objectives is required for a believer to know their own selves, to know your own self. And when we think about knowing our own self, people maybe they think knowing of your own self is like, just your identity, what is your name, or when the place of your birth. We're talking to knowing yourself is totally different aspect that we are talking about here. That knowing yourself in your relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in this relation with your life. So the first thing, when someone in his journey of going astray, the journey of the belief of the guidance, and there's the journey of the people, they go astray. The more they go astray, the more their heart grows hard, the more they are farther from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what is the first aspect that makes someone to be going astray is al-ghurur. Al-ghurur. قال يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم الذي خلقك فسواك فعدلك في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك. يا أيها الإنسان, you human being, what has deceived you from your Lord? Al-Kareem, the generous, the one who created you, the one who provided you, and then you turn away, you don't even want to be grateful or thankful to the one who created you and provided you for everything. So what have deluded you? What have led you to this situation? The Prophet ﷺ in one of the athar, he said, what makes someone to be deluded, to be maghrur, is al-jahlu. Al-jahlu is ignorance, to be ignorance. And the center of the ignorance is, in this instance that we are studying, is the nafs. The person does not know themselves. Does not know themselves. Most of the people they follow, right? They put a title, a dream. Everybody has that dream. They love their dream without knowing what is going to take them for, right? Everybody, when they migrate or here or they live, in this country, they talk about the American dream. If the American dream is going to take you to the paradise, why everybody is dreaming about it? So we are drawn to things without knowing that is good for us or not. Why? Because we do not know ourselves. That's why the saying of the Arifin, and his name is Abdul Al-Jabbar Al-Nifri, one of the greatest Arifin, rahimahullah ta'ala, قال اعرف من أنت, know who you are. فمعرفتك من أنت, قال سبحان الله, قال فمعرفتك من أنت فها القيوم أو قال الذي لا تنهدم. In a way, قال, when you know yourself, it becomes the structure, الأساس الذي لا ينهدم, the structure that never go to collapse. Because you know yourself, then everything you're going to build on top of it is going to be sane, sound, and solid. Because if you have illusion, someone thinks that he's a great person, like a lot of people, subhanAllah, they think like, and they build on that, and then they're going to be deluded, they're going to be deceived, and maybe people, they make them think great because they want their money. As soon as they lose their money, everybody close to them, they're gonna run away from them. الأساس الذي لا ينهدم. This is the foundation that will never collapse, that will never break, is the understanding of who you are. قال والسكينة التي لا تزول, and the tranquility that will never come to an end and will never perish. Because if you look in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فقال معرفتك من أنت هي القاعدة التي لا تنهدم والسكينة التي لا تزول. This is exactly how he said it, rahimahullah ta'ala. So when you look at the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, try to discover ourselves. Did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ibn Adam, you are the most powerful. Ya ibn Adam, you have a strength that you can break the mountain. Ya ibn Adam, you have an immortality that you can live forever. Did he say that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? But the people, they live based on that. They live like they are immortal. They live they have the power to remove the mountains. They live there like they have the power to control the future. This is exactly when you try to understand the philosophy of the secular system, this is what it really is. When there is actually a book which is written in the 50s by Alexis Carrel, his name, The Man, the Unknown. Man, the Unknown. Is a book. It's more scientific book, but he's laying into this book how people and scientists and doctors and engineers are so, and mainly you're talking about the human being, how they are very ignorant. There is a lot of aspect in the human being that we do not know. Science cannot even discover what is the relation, for example, of one's state of psychological or psychic state and their pain in the stomach, for example. How to explain that, So there is a lot of things. If you want to check this book, you will see a lot of chapter where he's wondering how many things, and the person is a scientist, and he is not Muslim. But we're saying, subhanAllah, if this is the aspect of the physical world, and to lay down all this ignorance or these things that are unknown. When we say unknown, we don't know it. We don't know it because we are ignorant, still ignorant. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الْحَقِّ. We're going to show them, our signs in the vast horizon of the heaven and the earth, and within themselves till they see the truth with their own eyes. So when you look at the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so if this is in the physical world, as we said, people, they do not know who we are. We truly. And they don't know from where we came. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us we came from Adam, and the greatest effort that they made us to come from ape. Subhanallah. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored you to have a father and a mother, they were in Jannah, and then they will disgrace humankind. They say you came from ape, and people, they embrace it. They're happy to be from ape. I mean, they should put the picture frame of an ape on their living room. He said, this is our grandfather. If you look in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is telling you, we are ضعيف, weak, عجولة, you hasten, يئوسة, you have a lot of despair, ظلومة, you are someone who transgress, Jahula, ignorant, Kafura, ungrateful. This is who we are. وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ أَكْثَرَ شَيْءٍ جَدَلًا, always disputing and arguing. ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قال وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ مِنْ عَجَلٍ. He's like created out of haste. He's always want everything. He eat today and he want to see the muscles right then. Look at the mirror. He put the money here and he see like he typed, how much money he did. He's like hasty. And now, subhanAllah, with the new, consumerism, they put a show, even with the 20 episodes, the guy, he will watch it in one night. Why? Because hasty. That's the nature. The binging things that you see it in the culture today is from the nature of the human being. So the whole system is killing us because they take advantage of our raw nature. Subhanallah, the first problem that we have is that ghurur. What is the ghurur? Is the delusion. And what delusion comes from is from the sense to be arrogant. To think that and subhanAllah, the society is teaching us and teaching our kids always to be, I can do it, I can make it, we have the power, we can change, and actually more than we is I, and the I, amplify the self-esteem, becomes excessive pride, becomes someone arrogant, looking down to people and ignoring and rejecting the truth. So that's when becomes like a veil on the heart and twist the perception, and you're gone. And you're gone. So the believer, to know themselves, first they have to fight that delusion. They have to fight that excessive self-esteem to bring themselves to the norm by being humble to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and erase the arrogance in the heart. Remember the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال لا يدخل الجنة من كان في قلبه مثقال ذرة من كبر. Will not admitted to the paradise the one who has the atom or the grain of mustard, the size of grain of mustard of arrogance in his heart or in her heart. Why? Because that's when it spread into the system, make the cover in the heart. You cannot see the truth. Wallahi, if you listen to the Quran with, the best reciter, Abdul Basit or Minshawi, or one of those great old scholar, old school, it will not enchant them. They will rhyme with their head because it's like beautiful, but it does not go inside. Why? Because there's a cover. So this is the first thing that the person will need to do. Then the second step is to embrace your weakness. When someone is humble, you don't look at yourself at the mirror with the attire you have or the money that you have or what you have. Like Ibn al-Muhallab, which was one wali governor in the time of Abdul Malik, he was, riding with his mount, is a very arrogant way. So he was, crossing, and Malik ibn Dinar, one of the Arifin, a great scholar, he looked at him and he stared at him and he told him, this is a way of walking or way of riding. Allah hates such way, except when you are in the road, the battlefield, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he told him, don't you know me? Many people when they say, don't you know me? So the Malik ibn Dinar said, yeah, of course I know you. You are the one who came from Nutfa, blood clot, and you're going to end up by a dead, stinky corpse. And between these 2 points, you are carrying your filth into your stomach. He got shocked. And then, but the good thing at that time, people, they get reminded. He told him, you make me realize who I am really. All the attire, all the mount, the car, the thing that you have is nothing. You came from a blood clot. قال Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created from nutfa فَإِذَا هُوَ خَصِيمٌ مُبِينٌ, disputing and arguing. Say, who is Allah? Where's Allah? I mean, خَصِيمٌ مُبِينٌ. If you know our nature, you embrace it, make you humble, then this is the power where it comes. Why? Because you're going to trust and rely on Allah. You have fear, rely on Allah. He's going to help you to eradicate the fear. You have weakness, trust in Allah. He's going to help you. You have project to do, and you know what to do. Trust, rely on Allah. He has the hope. He give you hope. He give you tranquility. He fulfill for you your project. Therefore, when you know who you are, your weakness becomes the source of your power, because you're going to be relying on Allah. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ in his hadith called, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, La Takilni Li Nafsi Tarfata Ayn. Oh, the one, the all living, subhanallah, the all sustaining, subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything. Do not let me to rely on myself, even the blink of my eye. To rely on myself is like, I can't do it. No. Ya Allah, help me to just rely on you in all of my affairs. Hasbiya anta wa ni'mal wakil. You are my sufficient and you are the best of the disposer of my affair. After I do what is required to do. This is how we know ourselves, and then we are building a structure that is solid, and this will bring you the tranquility in your heart. فاللهم يا حي يا قيوم لا تكلنا لأنفسنا طرفة عين واصلح لنا أمرنا كله وإلى الصلاة يرحمكم.